Oh, I know it's naive, but tonight I believe that something so good could come true.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're looking at the biggest princess problems from Disney's live-action Snow White remake that sparked the most backlash. We'd say spoilers, but we doubt anyone minds. Snow White's name origin. Okay, let's get this out of the way. The Snow White remake had numerous problems, but colorblind casting isn't one of them. Rachel Zegler's performance as Snow White, particularly her angelic voice, is one of the few praises we can sing.
Where the good things grow.
We have no qualms about a woman of color playing the titular character. That said, her name is literally Snow White. In the original fairy tale, her mother wishes for a baby with skin as white as snow. In Disney's animated masterpiece, the mirror singles it out as her defining physical feature.
Lips red as the rose, hair black as ebony, skin white as snow.
From the moment Zegler was cast, we were curious how Disney would address the character's name. In the opening, it's revealed that the Queen delivered Snow White in the middle of a blizzard. Thus, the King and Queen decide to call their child Snow White.
To honor the night she arrived, her parents named the girl Snow White.
At first, we thought this was kind of a clever workaround. The more we thought about it, though, the more questions we had. You named your daughter after the weather? Maybe it makes sense if the first snow of winter fell just as she was born, but these harsh weather conditions probably made for a difficult birth. Why would you want a constant reminder of a natural disaster that could have given your baby hypothermia? By this logic, Elsa is the Disney princess who really should be named Snow White. Maybe we're overthinking things, but Disney overthought even more with this remake.
They say all you have to do to make your wish come true is let it go.
The Queen's transformation. For all the bright, colorful moments, the 1937 film wasn't afraid to throw in a dash of darkness. The remake sucks out any of the eerie elements, because hey, this is for little kids.
Goodbye.
The original was for all ages, once again showing that modern Disney management doesn't always understand the company's legacy. We feel zero dread as the huntsman contemplates killing Snow White, sending her into a CGI forest, where the creep factor has been seriously downgraded. In the original, the nightmare-inducing imagery largely stemmed from the power of suggestion, implying Snow White's eyes were playing tricks on her. Here, the imagery is taken more literally, making the sequence less psychological and disturbing. For us, though, the Queen's transformation is watered down the most. Admittedly, we didn't recognize Gal Gadot in her witch makeup, so much so that we initially assumed it was another actress. While the makeup artists deserve props, the scene's execution is all wrong.
My plan can begin.
The original took its time building tension, calling a gothic story like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde to mind. When the Queen drinks the potion, it's hypnotically horrifying, leading to one of the most impactful reveals in animation.
My voice. My voice. Oh, perfect disguise.
Here, she casually transforms while singing a reprise. It goes by too quickly to leave an impression. Even that macabre makeup becomes much harder to take seriously when we hear Gadot's voice emanating from the witch's mouth.
Darling, all is fair.
When you're the fairest.
Dopey Speaks. From the get-go, the dwarves provided an ongoing source of backlash. First, people debated whether they should be included in the remake. While Disney tiptoed around calling them dwarves, the characters were ultimately featured in the film, with off-putting CGI designs.
She really tried to kill you?
Well, that's terrible. It's also exactly why you have to leave.
Ironically, they're the scariest part of the movie. Audiences also took issue with the fact that most of them aren't voiced by little people. Speaking of which, Dopey talks in this version. In fact, he's the narrator.
She was fearless, fair, brave and true. And her name was Snow White.
That's not the only way the remake overhauls the comedic relief. It's mentioned that the dwarves have names that coincide with their personalities, but not Dopey. He's just a shy guy afraid to speak out. We guess that means the others gave him a demeaning nickname. After Snow White shows him support, Dopey finds the courage to speak, giving a speech about standing up to oppression.
When I was a little girl, my mother taught me how to whistle. So even when I'm afraid to speak, I whistle, because when you whistle, it's your heart singing. And that voice, the one that's hidden in your heart, can be heard.
Yet, neither Dopey nor the other dwarves do anything in the climax. Although we understand what the filmmakers were trying to do, hearing Dopey speak gave us flashbacks to Tom and Jerry the movie. It's an update to a classic character that just doesn't work.
I'm Tom.
I'm Jerry.
You talked!
Dopey's arc feels like an overcorrection addressing the handful of people online who questioned if the character had a disability. If that's the case, the film seems to imply that Dopey's condition can be instantly cured with kindness. Empathy is important, but Dopey's depiction here oversimplifies a nuanced subject that the filmmakers aren't well equipped to handle.
Once upon a time, there was a peaceful kingdom governed by a virtuous queen who believed that the true beauty of her land was not to be measured in gems or jewels, but in its people.
The Queen's downfall. Disney clearly wanted to modernize Snow White by making the character more active. Fair enough, but the thing is, Snow White still doesn't have much agency. She spends most of the remake at the Queen's mercy, even falling for the old poison apple trick again.
What's happening? Something's wrong.
The only significant addition comes during the climax, when Snow White returns to her kingdom. Even then, Snow White does the bare minimum, rallying her subjects with a few pretty words that change everyone's mind in a heartbeat. Well, everyone except the Queen, who Snow White refuses to harm.
I remember you. All of you.
I said enough!
There was a time where we lived with hope. Good things were nurtured and allowed to grow. I remember.
Disney can't have anyone else kill the Queen either. So, how are they going to write her out of the movie? Through more lazy writing, of course. The Queen learns that Snow White will always be the fairest in the land, because it's what's on the inside that matters. Throwing a hissy fit, the Queen breaks her magic mirror, turning into glass and getting sucked into a portal. Alright, how does that work? We know it's a fairy tale. Magic doesn't have to be driven by logic, but it feels like the filmmakers wrote themselves into a corner, so they just started making up rules. In any case, it's not nearly as cool as the dwarves chasing the Queen up a mountain, where she falls to her doom.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
All is fair. In addition to removing classic songs like Someday My Prince Will Come, the remake butchers Hi-Ho by forcing in new lyrics.
Hi-ho, it's home from work we go. Hi-ho, 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 hi-ho.
As for the original songs from Benj Pasek and Justin Paul, most of them sound like discarded tracks from The Greatest Showman.
We'll sleep, all right, and then it's off to work we go again. Hi-ho, 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 hi-ho.
They also deliver what might go down as the worst villain song in Disney history, with All Is Fair. It does little to advance the plot or flesh out the villain's motivations.
All is fair when you wear the crown. To be the queen means you do as you please.
To be fair though, a number like this might have been fun with the right performer. Ideally, somebody who can balance comedy and camp with a hint of menace.
Now I could forgive, even forget, let you live. You'd be all set, but to start, I don't have the heart, as you may recall. So darling, all is fair.
Donna Murphy, who voiced Mother Gothel in Tangled, could have hit this out of the park. Instead, they cast Gal Gadot, whose previous singing credits include her cover of Imagine.
Imagine there's no heaven.
After the cornucopia of cringe, we thought everyone agreed to keep Gadot 500 yards from music at all times. Apparently, Disney didn't get the memo. Aside from not being able to sing, Gadot doesn't have the comedic timing to pull such an over-the-top number off.
Ready to get the deed, finally done, I'll proceed. Second to none with no doubt. When I'm calling out, mirror on the wall. Tell me who is fair, who is fair beyond the fair.
While her performance as a whole is worthy of a Razzie, this moment in particular left us asking, has Gadot ever demonstrated the capacity to act? Well, there was the first Wonder Woman, but even Steven Seagal had one watchable movie.
Yeah, but they're expecting me.
Ironically, for a song called All Is Fair, this scene sums up why the remake is anything but.
Now perhaps you have heard that the truest of beauty will shine from inside. Well, if somebody said that, somebody lied.
Did any of these moments get under your skin, or do you think there are any good moments beneath the surface? Let us know in the comments.